What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by two things. Since we don't do any sponsorships here on the channel, I'll go ahead and chill them out real quick. The first is my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name After Sound, and the second is a new podcast I just launched called Chasing Infinity. It is myself and ChatGPT as my AI co-host, and we dive into a wide range of topics. So check it out. Let me know what you think. Links in the description below, and I appreciate the support. All right, guys, let's talk about land here, specifically land types, because I'm thinking to myself, with the recent revelation on where land 1.75 is going, is there an opportunity right now for grain producing plots? Now, why do I say that? Well, when you look at what's coming ahead, right, they're going to introduce 3 more natural resources. And let me go ahead and pull this up in the background here. 3 more natural resources, which would be wood, stone, and iron. But the only plots that will be producing grain are plains, river, bogs, and lakes. So at that point, my thought is every plot is going to require grain. In order for it to work, it's going to require grain. Is every plot going to require wood? Is every plot going to require other resources? Again, I don't know, right? So when it comes to mining SPS, when it comes to doing research, there will be other inputs there, right? In order for you to get SPS or to get research. But the thing is, at the end of the day, every plot is still going to require grain, which almost makes me feel like, plains, bogs, what is it again? Plains, rivers, bogs, and lakes. There might be an opportunity because at least from the jump, we're going to see these plots have immediate increased utility. Now, at the end of the day, what can happen is that it might still be beneficial for other plots, right? Let's say something that produces wood. Let's say wood is like required in a lot of things, 1.75 and beyond. And so therefore, like the returns on wood plots would actually be pretty good. But now again, it's still going to require grain, right? It's still going to require grain. So we don't know the inputs yet. And my hope and my expectation actually is that the team does a good job balancing this out. But it's gotten me thinking about the value of grain plots and potentially even just for myself, because right now I only have wood producing plots. If I wanted to be self-sufficient, is now the time to go out and grab a couple of grain plots just to make sure that I don't have to keep going in and buying a bunch of grain, right, from the marketplace, especially if grain becomes significantly more scarce over time as less plots end up producing grain. So again, I haven't bought anything. I'm not trying to like pump the market and dump on you guys, right? Like I haven't made any moves. I'm just kind of thinking out loud here as to what I would want to potentially do if I'm going to grow my land business, right? Because at this point in time, I only have wood producing plots, which means I'll need grain in some way, shape, or form. And sure, I can potentially rely on the fact that like the wood that I produce is going to have enough value that not only do I cover the cost of grain to produce the wood, but I also get some kind of return in addition to that, right? That makes it worthwhile, and I'm not just spinning my wheels. But as we've seen with a lot of things, right, the intention's good, the direction's good, but sometimes the implementation and how the market actually reacts can be delayed at best. But that's why I'm now much more interested in how much grain plots are. And when you look at it, I don't know if somebody's been buying out there, but the cheapest grain producing plots are $18.50. And again, I'm not even looking at the different regions, which is going to impact everybody individually. But when you compare that to the cheapest plot overall, let's see where we're at. It's $10, right? $10 for these tundras. And I get it, tundras, nobody really likes tundras, but it's just a significant increase. And I don't know if somebody else has gone in and started to scoop up grain producing plots. But what do we say again? Bog, where is it? So plains, river, bogs, and lakes. So plains, river, bogs, and lakes. So again, cheapest ones that we have here are $18.50. I mean, that's a premium in my opinion. And I'm not even talking about region based, but it's a premium compared to any and all of the other resource producing land. So again, I don't know where this is going. Land could potentially take 6+ months from now. So we don't necessarily need to be a rush. Maybe the bull run isn't coming, right? So all I'm saying is that for myself, I am considering now going and grabbing another grain producing plot because I will need it for all of my land in the future, right? And I don't want to be in a position where my land ends up being I guess what I'm trying to avoid is I don't want to like not work my land because the weird economics end up making it not worthwhile. And what do I mean by that? Well, here's like a scenario, and I'm just trying to think off the top of my head, right? Grain ends up being too expensive for me to buy, and wood ends up being not valuable enough for me to produce. But my land can only produce, wood, right? Or I guess I could go for SPS and research, but even still, if I'm going to need all of the other inputs, including grain, right? Other inputs plus grain, we could get into a situation where grain still ends up being the king, right? If you have grain producing plots in your collection, then at least you can fund yourself and you don't have to worry about the market valuation. So again, I'm just kind of putting this out there, probably many months early, but I, at the very least, am starting to look ahead and think to myself, well, with this, not necessarily dip in the market, but with sentiment where it's at before we hopefully get into a bull run and bring in new players, it might be worthwhile for me to at least be self-sustainable with grain producing plots. I could rely on the market to be efficient and get things in the future, but we just haven't seen the type of efficiency in the market that works the way we expect it to. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I will catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.